What's up, YouTube? We're gonna make some ice cream bread. After cleaning that bowl out from the last time I used it, I cleaned it real good. Realizing, of course, that I totally could have completed that challenge, but I could have just taken my time with it. That would have been a lot smarter instead of. Would I take that ramen noodle challenge again? Absolutely. Now I've taken the lid off some ice cream. We have some chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream. I'm going to pour some in this here bowl. Excuse me. Now I got the oven preheated to 420 degrees. And I'm going to take this here chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream and we're going to put a bunch of it in the bowl here. Yes, we are. Okay, this is going to become our bread batter, so to speak. Get a nice good ratio of that. Come on, you fudger. You mother fudger. I said fudger. I said fudge, people. Calm down. So I'll show you what the bowl looks like before we add our next ingredients. That's how we do these cooking videos. I am doing a cooking video, though, on a real note, just because I bombed on that challenge. That was kind of some BS, in my opinion, because I totally could have done that. And I just taken my time with it and not, like, yeah. I'm not even kidding you. A couple minutes after making that there video, letting the heat settle for just a bit. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but that's alright. There's always next time. Anyways, right here we have our cookie dough ice cream with the chocolate chips. Beautiful. So now we're going to add some creamy peanut butter. You can use Skippy or Jif, it don't matter. It really don't. I'm going to throw a couple spoonfuls of this in here. Just a little bit. Those chocolate chips aren't very big, but a little bit of peanut butter to go with those chocolate chips and that ice cream. Just a little bit. Peanut butter doesn't quite, unless you bake it in a cookie, doesn't quite, once it melts in the mixture, it'll re-solidify. So you really don't need a whole lot of peanut butter for this recipe, just a couple little spoonfuls. Get on there, you bastard. A little bit of peanut butter in there will do it. Get one more scoopful in there. Get the fudge packers in there. Get in there, you bastard. Oh, I said a swear. You don't need a whole lot of peanut butter for this recipe because, like I said, there's not a whole lot of chocolate chips in there. You do see them in there, but You know, the chocolate chips are tiny. So you don't need a whole lot of peanut butter to balance that out. You really don't. Just a little bit. And before we add the last ingredient and put it in the baking tray, I'm going to add a little bit of brown sugar. Just a little bit to it. Traditionally speaking, I've noticed that when I make ice cream bread, it's a little bland, you know, if you don't get an ice cream with a whole lot of sugar. Even then, you don't really taste it that much. So I'm going to add just a pinch of brown sugar to sweeten it up a bit. Give it a nice contrast of flavor to, yeah. Oh yeah. So here's what we're left with in the bowl here. So far, so good. I'm going to add some more ice cream on top of that peanut butter. Just a little bit more. Not too much more, though. And we're definitely going to need something to mix it with, too. So, grab a spoon or a fork. It don't matter which one. Yep. I just got done doing dishes, and they're not quite dried. But I don't care. I'm the one eating it, so, yeah. Yes, sir. We're going to grab some more of that chocolate chip cookie dough. Don't get me wrong. Eddie's chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream is delicious on its own. The chocolate chips are definitely there. I mean, you can see it, you know, but they're tiny. So, like I said, you don't need a whole lot of peanut butter for this. Just a little bit to counterbalance that that chocolate a little bit. I never actually used cookie dough ice cream to make ice cream bread before, so this will be interesting, to say the least. I don't want to come off to it. There you go, you sneaky little turd. There's probably people watching that live stream going, bro, what the fuck was that? He just sat there and made an ass of himself. That was weak. That is some good ice cream. Because I'm the one making it, I'll get to lick the spoon. But now that we've got our ingredients in here, now the self-raising flour is last, because there's a preciseness to that. But you see we got the cookie dough, the chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream in there, on top of that peanut butter and that brown sugar. Oh, that looked good. Hell yeah. So we'll set that down right there. Then what we'll do now is we're going to melt the ice cream. You can wait till it gets room temperature and then mix it, but we're going to speed things up just a bit. So before we add our self-raising flour, let's give it a quick burst. I'll go ahead and set the fork down on top of this here cup. We'll get it mixed up. Gonna have to make this a bit more. Yeah, people fuss about cussing, and I think it's stupid, but that's alright. Demonetized. Oh. No, but we'll see how this turns out. I'm not really sure how exactly this will turn out. This microwave is pretty powerful, so it's not going to take too long to melt it. This will speed up the mixing process of our dough just a wee bit. Yeah. People are going to be watching that last live stream like, what in the was that, Cobra? You totally had that. Like, yeah. Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna be melted by the time. Yeah, with just 18 seconds to go, that's pretty melted. That ice cream melted quicker than the peanut butter, I'll tell you that right now. But I got a smooth, creamy peanut butter, chunks of brown sugar in there, you know, kind of stir that around with the ice cream. And the heat from the ice cream as it melted is going to make the peanut butter break down a little bit. With that chocolate that melted in the ice cream, so just kind of stir that son bitch around just like that. Really get in there and mix it good. Mix it good. Oh yeah, that is delicious. I taste the chocolate, I taste the peanut butter, just a hint of brown sugar. Oh, and the chunks of cookie dough in that bread are gonna be nice too. Oh. All right, YouTube. This is why ladies dig your boy, because I can make some delicious stuff. We're going to take a 1/2 cup. 1/2 cup is like literally half a cup. So if you add 2 of these, it's going to be a whole cup. Start off with a 1 cup of self-raising flour. See how to mix it in there, see how doughy it looks. It's about a cup's worth of ice cream and just about almost 2 cups, like a cup and a half. And then like 1 cup of that. Okay. Are we gonna need more flour or what? Here's where the magic happens, YouTube. We're gonna mix all that flour we just poured in there into our melted chocolatey peanut butter cookie dough ice cream goodness with the brown sugar. Go ahead and just kind of mix that flour around. You really want to keep stirring it and 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 stirring it. And now as I'm adding the flour to the ice cream mixture, it's starting to turn into a nice thick dough. I'm liking that. That's looking really nice. That's looking very, very nice. Give that a stir, give that a whirl. So this Valentine's Day is coming up, and you're thinking to yourself, you want to make something like you did brownies last year. Your second half is sick of brownies. They've done it so many years in a row. They're like, let's try something different, okay? And like you literally saw how easy this dough was to make. I mean, it did not take that freaking long. Like, holy Toledo Batman, that whole cup to the cup and a half of ice cream was just enough. Because the dough is getting really hard to stir. It's got a nice sticky consistency. Oh, that is just beautiful, YouTube. Let's have a taste of it. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Normally when you make ice cream bread, like I said, it's bland. It doesn't have a whole lot of sweetness, you know. So just add a pinch of sugar or brown sugar. I'm using brown sugar in this case just because the brown sugar will complement the taste of the peanut butter, which complements the taste of the chocolate. And then, yeah, you know, little delicious chunks of cookie dough in the middle. This is one of those things you make, you just like, oh, it's so cheat day. Now comes the fun part. We're going to transfer that mixture into a bread tin. That's definitely enough dough, I can tell because of how thick it is. It stretches when you try to break it off. Well, yeah, we're taking chocolate chip cookie dough, ice cream, YouTube, we're making it into ice cream bread. That's always fun. Delightful in its own special way. Yeah. So now we're going to take this delicious dough mixture of peanut butter, brown sugar, chocolate chip cookie dough, and that self-raising flour, and we're just going to dump the bread mixture into the tin. I'll scrape it in there a little bit. There we go. This is to make up for bombing on that YouTube challenge. That was kind of some horse. I hear it, my fans are saying. I mean, the fans love cooking videos, so I'm just kind of like, okay, I got you guys. Hold up. I'm not done getting the dough out of that bowl. What I'm going to do is start spreading that dough around in the tin, just like that. And this is a dessert you want to watch, you know, because you don't want this shit to burn. Trust me, it does not taste good burnt. Well, nothing really does, but... Okay, so we're going to spread this goodness all over the bottom of our pan. That looks nice. And here's the thing of it, YouTube. This recipe is super simple. I make ice cream bread from time to time. I haven't had this particular kind, although I don't see why it wouldn't taste bad. It's got peanut butter, chocolate chips, cookie dough, vanilla ice cream. Just chunks of brown sugar and cookie dough in here. Now by mixing the peanut butter and all the wet ingredients pretty much before the only dry ingredient I added separately was the flour, which is self-raising flour. Yeah, self-raising flour. That's the stuff that'll give it carbs. But yeah, kind of clean the bowl as best you can, you know. Scrape out all the dough. Adding a pinch of brown sugar to it definitely made it taste sweet. Kind of took some of that blandness of the ice cream bread away, which is nice. Probably shouldn't be eating that dough raw, but yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good, yo. That is some good dough. I taste the peanut butter and the chocolate. And I get a bite from that cookie dough and that brown sugar. Hoo-hoo. This is yeah, pretty simple dessert to make. And that's what people like. They like recipes that, oh shit, don't have a whole lot of time to make it. maybe like 2-3 hours to come up with the dessert on the spot. Like, not a whole lot of time to prep for it, so something simple like this. Oh yeah, I did. Real easy. Again, I'm the one eating this, so yeah. But yeah, you want to take your fork and you want to spread it out all across the bottom of your pan, that dough mixture, just like that. Get it nice and spread across the bottom of your pan. Real easy like. Booyah, baby. Put this bowl in the sink. Now, even if we don't celebrate Valentine's Day with like a couple, as a couple, with the couple, whatever, because sometimes couples will do that. But let's be honest, that's all a bunch of horse crap. Double dating with your friend on Valentine's Day is a bunch of horse crap, and here's why. Because for women, that's just an excuse to brag about how awesome their other half is. Like, and for men, it becomes this contest of who can give their women more. It's like, get out of here with that. Look at our dough mixture in there. That's looking nice. That's looking very, very nice. That'll poof up. So, yeah. Get this uploaded. I'm going to cut the video into 2 parts, so that way I'm not sitting here wasting my battery. I could do a whole long-ass video on it, but that seems kind of unnecessary. Yeah. Timer. Let's go with 34 minutes and see how it looks after that, because ice cream bread dough is tricky sometimes. But if you have some, oh fuck, I should have greased the side of that pan. That's all right. But if you have some kind of like cooking spray or some butter, you want to grease the side of your pan. I forgot to do that. That's all right. However, with the ice cream bread, you want to make sure that it's toothpick clean. So you open the oven, check on it, you poke a fork in it, and the fork's clean. Simple as that. Simple as that, YouTube. Simple as that, YouTube. Oh, goody, goody, the night video uploaded. No, but the fans, they dig the cooking videos, and we'll do a part 2 when it comes out of the oven, when it's ready. I'll check it at like 2 minutes, and if it needs more time to bake, then I'll add another minute or so, or 2 minutes, you know. But basically, you just watch it until it's toothpick clean. With the amount of dough I made, I don't think it should take that long to bake up, honestly. But yeah, I like baking and, making delicious food. I'm a bit of a foodie. I know it's been a while since the fans have seen an ice cream bread video, and I came up with this idea for a video while doing my other one, so I'm like, I guess we could try it. I mean, you saw how easy it was to make. Now you kind of just watch it, make sure it's toothpick clean before you take it out of the oven. Ice cream bread's an old ass recipe, and it's real easy to make. But using chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream with a little bit of peanut butter and some brown sugar. It might have been done once or twice. It could have easily, Either way, shape it. I thought, well, how would it taste? So I'm like, okay, let's totally do that for a cooking video, and that'll sort of make up for, I guess, yeah. Which honestly, that was some tasty ramen. I totally could have completed that, but I don't know what my deal was earlier. That was just, like I said, I'd totally do that challenge again. That's no doubt about that. Wasn't as spicy as I thought it was gonna be. Yeah. You get your favorite chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream. Well, if you can't get your favorite, just get any kind of chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream will work for this recipe. But if you want chocolate chip cookie dough, peanut butter, ice cream bread, that's how you're going to make it. Real easy like. Now, if you really wanted to make it tasty, cut up a couple small pieces of banana and throw it in there. Ooh. But, yeah. And really, you see, it's just a really easy recipe to make. It doesn't, and you can use any flavor of ice cream you want. That's the best part of it. If you want to take that rainbow sherbet ice cream and make bread with it, add like a little bit of, sugar that you put in cakes, just like a small tisp of that. Because, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just to sweeten it up a bit. Because I've noticed that it doesn't matter what flavor of ice cream you use whenever I make ice cream bread. It tastes good, but it always comes out weird in the end, kind of, because the flour overpowers it a bit. So, sometimes the ice cream's not sweet enough to counteract that bland flour taste. So, you add a little bit of sugar to it, and there you go. Solves that problem. Ice cream bread is super fun and super easy to make, and you can use whatever flavor you want. That's the best part of it. Will look like pipe tobacco cigarette while we wait patiently. Of course, 34 minutes isn't that long. Just if my phone starts to die, I'll plug it in. keep the video going, why not? I see a lot of YouTubers who edit their cooking videos to make it shorter and easier to watch, but I'm like, that works, but that's not real time, you know. This is cooking in a nutshell, just waiting for your creation to come out of the oven like, yes. And here's the best part of it. If you go to the store, you go to the goddamn store and you get one of those goddamned brownie trays in the shape of a giant heart. Aw. Right? You get those metal brownie trays that are in the shape of a heart. You can bake your other half an ice cream bread heart. You know? Which, to us guys, you thinking that sounds corny as fuck, but... yeah, says the guy making it. No, but I'm telling you right now. The fact that you know how to bake something, you know, the fact that you put your time into it, she'll appreciate it, man. That's what I'm saying. Of course, if you live in Colorado, you could always put some cannabis butter in it if you lived in Colorado. Maybe some, like, can of honey to sweeten it up. Make like ice cream bread edibles, but that's off topic. That pipe tobacco roll's pretty decent. Nice. I'm actually out of cigarettes. All I got's pipe tobacco and papers, so that works if you're in a pinch. Now, if you really wanted to elevate that that recipe, you have some of those. You know, they have those instant chocolate cakes in a cup. You pour the mixture, add like an egg and some milk, and stir it around and microwave it, and it makes a cake in a cup. Yeah, like a coffee cup. Pour some of that mixture in with your ice cream bread. Add some chunks of bananas to it. Ooh wee. You'll amp that chocolate taste up a bit, and then, you know, give it a hint of banana to go with it. Yeah. You mix a bunch of those dry ingredients together with your wet ingredient being the melted ice cream, the melted peanut butter. And it didn't take long. Once the ice cream was melted, take it out of the microwave, stir it. The heat of the ice cream will naturally melt the peanut butter without it burning. Easy enough. It'll turn the ice cream a nice peanut butter color. Stir it around, pour it into your other ingredients, and then, yeah, you saw how that went. Easy as shit, man. People think, oh, if you're gonna cook, you have to be this super fancy chef, like, ooh, not really, dude. There are a lot of dishes that are really easy to make and they taste delicious. But you see these chefs cooking the fancy food and it's intimidating. You're thinking, that's cooking? Oh, I don't know if I could do that. Like, that's not your level, man. The common everyday person, you know, something you could cook with your child at that, you know. That's what I'm saying. Like, those are the kind of recipes that people want to see on YouTube. I was dealing with a spot of depression earlier, and well, obviously I got over it, But now, without seeing how the other side lives, you know, I see people who have it way worse than I do, and it never fails, dude. I always feel like shit for bitching about my problems, you know? Yeah. But I feel like that's human nature, YouTube. Excuse me. And now I really wished I would have eaten that whole bowl of ramen. That would have cleared out my sinuses. I'd totally reattempt that challenge with the same exact ingredients. That was delicious. Because once I gave it a second to settle, it was like, God damn it. That was a waste. Overreaction much. Yeah. No, but the bit with the can opener, it was funny. Because everyone struggles with those handheld can openers. If you don't get it gripped just right, the can slips. Everyone struggles with that shit, but because I'm autistic and because I'm a celebrity, people expect me to be perfect at it, and so because I'm autistic, it gives them an excuse to rip on me. So by demonstrating to the trolls that I can very much rip on myself to the point where it hurts, it's just like, dude, that was kind of painful to watch. Then proving a point of how obsessed my trolls are by deleting the video, someone else re-uploads it, thinking it'll piss me off. Really, it's flattering. I rule their sad lives, YouTube. I rule my trolls' sad lives. You definitely don't want to pour too much batter in the bottom of your bread tin. That's a pro tip for making ice cream bread. You pour more batter in there, it's going to take longer to bake. And ice cream bread will rise as you bake it. That's why it's called self-raising flour. And don't you just enjoy it when members of your own gender ruin it for everyone else? I think women and men can relate to that. I gotta check on that ice cream bread. Yeah. 18 seconds to go. Yep. With just 18 seconds to go, that little bit of dough that I put in that tin, it rose to the top and it's level with the top of it perfectly. I poured just the right amount of dough in there. Fuck yeah, dude. Ooh. But will it be done in 18 minutes or will it have to be cooked longer? We shall find out. And the battery's about to die. Well, horse shit. Can't have that, can we, YouTube? No, we cannot. So let's just take the phone and plug it into the computer, so I may continue filming this cooking video. Doesn't make any sense to do 2 separate videos, it just takes longer to upload. Plus, a nice cooking video would be good, especially after I fucked up on that challenge. Which, I'm not, like I said, dude, as soon as I stopped making the live stream, I realized the heat wasn't that bad, and I just wasted a perfectly good bowl of ramen noodles. Oh well. I mean, it poofed up nicely in the oven. You'll see it when I take it out. And I want to take it out when it's fork clean, of course. Really easy to make ice cream bread. Although I suspect it'll be done within the 18 minutes. It poofed up pretty good, like it was supposed to, so at least I hope it'll be done in the next 18 minutes, because that would be nice. Get this video one take, wonder, that would be sick. That very rarely happens on the Cooking with Cobra segments. It's just like the rest of us, I'll fuck up on a recipe, or, you know. I made a deep fried avocado video, and ooh-wee was it delicious. But unbeknownst to me, I had a booger hanging out of my nose, and I didn't see it till I posted it to YouTube, and of course everyone gave me shit about it. That's just part of being a celebrity. My cigarette went out. I also mentioned that my Zippo makes that noise now. I don't know what happened, but like, I guess the glue on the hinge that I accidentally spilt, maybe it came off. I don't know what the deal was, but now when I open the Zippo, it makes that noise that a Zippo is supposed to make, that chink. Not trying to be racist, but that's what it sounds like when you open that little metallic, yeah. You know, maybe make it a couples activity. You know, maybe you and your other half bake the ice cream bread together. You spend time picking out the flavor and all the ingredients you want to add to it to just make it fun and tasty, you know. I feel like couples who cook together enjoy their meals a lot more because they both put time and effort into making it. You both take time in making it, and you both take time cleaning up afterwards. And it's less of a stress when 2 people take on their responsibility versus just dumping all one thing on one person, another thing, and that's just how some couples work, you know. Some couples will divide what they do, like, okay, you cook and I'll do dishes, and maybe the next night vice versa, you know. And that's how you work, that's how you work. No judgment here. But if you're finding that as a couple, the meals aren't as fun, and it's kind of meh, take time to plan the meals together and cook them together, and that'll spicing up the relationship. That was a really bad cooking pun, but there you go. Do 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 do. Sit here and wait patiently for the ice cream bread to get done. Periodically get up and check on it every so often. Right now this video is 46 minutes long, damn near. Cooking videos tend to be a bit longer, and I haven't done one in a while, so ice cream bread's fun to make and it's simple. I tried making ice cream bread into a hamburger. That was nuts. It did not work like I thought it was going to work, but we'll see how this does. Heck, you could probably take a root beer float and make it into ice cream bread if you wanted to. Some vanilla ice cream, melt it, mix in a little bit of root beer of your choice, and some self-raising flour, mix it around. Oh look, root beer float bread, you know. A pinch of sugar to go with it, yeah. You can use self-raising flour to make some pretty tasty breads of different styles and different choices, you know. It makes quick, easy bread. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to spend a whole lot of time making it. 10 minutes. It's got about 10 minutes to go, and it's looking just about done. It should be done in the next 10 minutes or so. Now the oven goes off, I'll turn it off, give it a poke with the fork, and if it's legit, I'll take it out of the oven, try to put it onto a plate, and then we'll cut up a slice and see how it tastes. Now, I've done ice cream bread before, but I haven't done this specific combination. I kind of just on the spot with it, see how it would turn out. I'm not gonna lie, that's how a lot of my cooking turns out. It's on the spot, just throw this and that, you know. It does smell good though. Good things take time. It doesn't just happen in an instant. And baking ice cream bread is quite literally no different. But you get an arsenal of recipes that are fun, easy to make, and they taste good. You know, you can impress the opposite gender with your cooking. There's one thing that men and women will agree on. They find somebody who can cook, it's done. Right? Guys are suckers for chicks who can cook, and girls are suckers for guys who can cook. That is a fact, Jack. And here's the best part of it. Cooking is not that hard to learn. You know, you learn a couple, it's just really learning a couple of basic steps. You know, going to culinary school does help, but you can easily Google a recipe as well. So really, or watch a how-to video on YouTube. I mean, you take 2 slices of that ice cream bread and you add just like a little bit of grape jelly in the middle to kind of contrast that peanut butter a little bit. You know, you got yourself a fun little PB&J over the top PB&J sandwich. Now, is this recipe unhealthy? Oh, fuck yeah, it's unhealthy. This is cheat day food. This is You've been on a diet, you've been dieting, exercising for a whole month, and this is your one day to pig out. That's how you gotta do it. Okay, let me tell you something. If you're gonna lose weight and you're trying to lose weight, it's hard because food's delicious. I get that. Okay, but you have to motivate yourself in a way that keeps you going. You spend the whole month dieting. You have that one day where you're just like, eh. And nothing in life is ever easy, but if you want it bad enough, you'll work for it. That's just the truth of it. I don't care if you're losing weight, trying to find a better job, a better relationship, make more money. And trolls tell me to get a job, and I'm like, I make YouTube videos, I sell my merchandise, I sell wands, and I sell tactical soap as an affiliate. So I do what I can to make my money, and it's working out pretty good. That bread smells hella good, yo. I'm not gonna lie. You got 6 minutes to go. Yeah, it's gonna be done in 6 minutes. The top is starting to get just a little crispy on the top. Just a little bit, but not too much. Just a wee bit. Now, could you make French toast out of ice cream bread? I don't see why not. You cut the bread up into slices. After you made the ice cream bread, get like some egg, a little bit of cinnamon. Like dunk the bread once it's been cooled off and baked in the oven. Wait a second. Oh, YouTube, if you want to see me make French toast with the ice cream bread, I might be able to pull it off. So if you want to see me make French toast with the ice cream bread, hit the like button. I got a little bit of grease in my pan from cooking burgers. Ooh-wee. There's French toast and then there's Gothic King Cobra French toast. Like, that'll give the bread a chance to cool off overnight. And in the morning, I'll try to make French toast with the ice cream bread. No guarantees. There'll have to be a separate cooking video if I get up early enough. And if I don't, I can always make it later. That's not a problem. Because I noticed you can toast that bread, kind of. But I'm wondering, can you make French toast out of ice cream bread? That's the biggest question I've asked myself all evening as far as food goes. Can you make French toast out of ice cream bread, YouTube? That is the question, YouTube. And we might just answer that on the next cooking video, but for now, we're making some peanut butter, chocolate chip, cookie dough ice cream bread. A little bit of brown sugar to sweeten it, so it's not so bland with the flour. Simple enough. We'll see how it turns out. It smells good, it looks good. So chances are it's probably going to taste good. Minutes to go. Oh, fuck yes. With just 3 minutes to go, it's gonna be done when I get it out of the oven. I guarantee you. I turn out the oven and poke it, it's gonna come out fork clean. I just have that feeling. Could he get an ice cream bread video in one take? Ooh. Maybe. We'll see. Which is always a nice bonus when you're cooking, especially. You get it in one take. course, now the entire apartment's gonna reek of ice cream bread, but didn't hear anyone complaining when that happened. Yeah, I don't know what my deal was because I'm not gonna keep dwelling on it. I know I could have completed the challenge. If I had the same ingredients, like I said, I would complete that challenge and I'd do it again. Oh yeah. I probably use spicier fish too. Hmm. Also, subscribe to Mythical Kitchen to watch Mythical Chef Josh prep up some really interesting over the top stuff. Like I've seen some of their creations and I'm like, damn, bro. That Arby's Meat Mountain sandwich they made with all those different meats, it looks so flippin' good. I was like, dude. Now, when you got a YouTube budget and you can spend a little cash, you can make the food fancier. Which reminds me, if you want to see me cook more awesome food, subscribe for more. That bread's just smelling all kinds of delicious right now. I'm not gonna lie. The more subscribers I get, the more fast food reviews I can do, the more awesome food I can cook. And if I get to the point where I get paid for just doing YouTube videos, the goal is to at least make $100 off of YouTube videos, just doing them without super chat or anything like that. And because then eventually I'll get to $1,000. I'm already at that point, so my next goal is, like I said, let's get it to 1,000. Could you imagine though? I think you have to have like 20,000 subscribers before you start making $1,000 a month on YouTube. Which, that's my target goal, and I'm just about halfway there. Oop. Grab the oven mitts and take it out of the oven. See how it turned out. I'm not gonna lie, it looked like it turned out pretty good. Give it a poke. Yeah, baby, that's tis pit clean. Excellent. I poked a fork in it, and when I poked a fork in it, it's clean. I gotta show you this before I put it on the tray. Actually, no, I was gonna put it on the plate and then cut it up into pieces. Simple enough. Ooh. So I'm not gonna lie, YouTube, this does smell pretty delicious. Let's see. Yeah, there, need that. Let's take a kitchen knife and go around the outside of it. And I cut it loose from the bread tin. I try to get it all transferred in like one solid piece, but if it breaks off a little bit, that's fine too. I may have to turn on the light so you can actually see this. Because this, yeah, this is some good looking bread. I'm not gonna lie, you two, this bread looks good. It's having a bit of you want to add cooking spray or butter to your bread tin before you add your dough mixture because it'll make it easier to get out of the deal. But yeah. Haha! Victory! There we go. That came out one solid slice. I like that. It's gonna be a hot tamale when I flip it. Oh, that's all right. I flipped it. It broke in half. That's all right. That's quite all right. Let's see how it did. Yeah, got a slice of it. A bit crumblier than I was hoping. Actually, you can see it in the light from the computer just fine. Look at that. Beautiful. Let's see how I'll try a piece of it and see how it do. Hmm. Hmm. Well, that's actually not bad. Not as bland as it normally is. So, adding the brown sugar to it definitely helps sweeten it up. Didn't quite cut into clean slices. I've had this happen before when I try to cut ice cream bread. So usually I let it cool off before, I let it cool off completely before I try cutting slices. And usually they're a bit better together. I'm gonna finish this here slice that I tried to cut up off the bread. I'm gonna stick the rest of it in the fridge for later. Yeah, this is definitely a high calorie dessert. Yep. Adding sugar to it definitely helps with the blandness of it. Yeah. Ice cream bread can be a hit and miss. But adding a little bit of sugar to it definitely helps with the sweetness. This turned out pretty good. For the most part, I'm digging it. That's actually not half bad. like I said, YouTube, ice cream can be a hit and miss depending on what ice cream you use, etc. I got a little bit of confectionery sugar mixed in with the bread. Oh yeah. You don't need a whole lot, just a little bit. Boom, YouTube. Thank you for watching this sweet cooking video. I'm gonna get this uploaded to my desktop. I'm gonna catch you, Cool Cobras, later.